That's the voice of
Hi,
Maxi
everybody.
Rushden. Hello, Maxi. How are you?
I see you're as professional as the last time I came in.
You stole my mic.
I do apologise. I'm not trying
okay.
to take out. I don't want the show. I'm too busy. Hello, mate. Nice to see you.
How are you, Maxi?
Yeah,
what
really
do you
tremendous.
think? What do you think of the new studio?
Do you know? I think they're really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an issue with the microphones that those sort of when you're trying to sell car insurance in those adverts. You turn to the camera and you go, "That's right, 0416 2222." For, Brian and Joel's hypercar insurance. You can insure your Hyundai. Are we sponsored by them?
Yes,
we are.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
For next to nothing.
Yeah.
But it is harder to drink a coffee.
Yes.
So that
It
is, there's,
And I've noticed.
what have you noticed?
I've noticed. Is that a Macca's? Is that a?
No. It's from
Oh.
the cafe underneath. And I was
Okay.
about to make a complaint about Australia, which is like every cafe closes at 2:30.
Correct.
Right? And what if you want a coffee at 2:34, right? But downstairs they make a coffee, and so I'm pleased with that. The milk might be on the turn. Nervous about it.
Oh, okay.
But I've already missed one Champions League show this season because I was both ends ill. So we can't have that happen again.
No.
No.
So you're still living in Melbourne, aren't you, Max?
Correct.
And then you're up here for the Champions League,
Yes,
of course,
yep.
to Stan Sport.
Yeah, stan.com.au. Get your free 7-day subscription. I don't know if it is. I think you can get a trial still. I should have checked it before I came on. But just buy it. It's incredible television.
Of course it is.
Great value.
And the entertainment that they offer is also really good.
Maxi,
Yes, hello.
last time I spoke to you, it was the Subaru incident
Ah,
where
yeah.
your car was
come on.
tea-leafed.
We must have seen each
I
other.
haven't
That's
seen
the
you.
whole year.
Did you get it back?
Oh, yeah. Not only did I get it back, it's a wonderful story. And the power of social media and, in many ways, the police doing their job. They found it. They arrested the 5 scamps.
Five?
Five.
Do they use it as a ram raid,
No, they were using it to commit other crimes.
i.e.?
Well, I didn't really spend a lot of time with them. I've never met them. So I
No,
don't,
but
I
did
don't
you
think
ask the
serious.
coppers?
I don't think serious crimes. But what was interesting was they obviously were looking after the car quite well because even your average everyday criminal wants the car to run smoothly.
Yes.
Right? They don't want, so they weren't trying to tear it up. So when I went to pick up the car from the pound or whatever it is, there were all these like burnt out husks of cars, and there was some were dented and some had their windows smashed. And in the middle of all of this was this gleaming Subaru. And if you remember, I thought I was insured because I like to be a legal gentleman, but I actually turned out I wasn't insured thanks to a mix-up with an insurance company we won't name.
Budget.
But with rhymes with Balliance.
Yeah.
And
Dalliance?
So yeah, exactly, you got it. So there was a slight mix-up, and it turned out I wasn't insured. And that actually turned out to be a blessing because if you are insured, then you claim the car's no longer yours. So I just drove out the car, this gleaming Subaru. They left me a couple of pairs of headphones, some wet wipes, because the 2 sets of people that need wet wipes are parents of young children and criminals.
Yes.
And so actually it was
And anyone who
perfect.
eats a curry.
If they'd just called me, I'd have just set up a rotor system for when they needed the car.
Yes.
It was totally fine. But yeah, the car's back running smoothly.
And you've still got it?
Had to get some new plates.
Oh.
That was thank you. I mean, Vic Roads, can't praise them. Are we sponsored by them?
Oh, we are now.
But they were really, honestly, that sort of admin would have taken me
Okay.
months and months back home, but it was a very seamless job. Thank you.
That is good to hear.
How's the show going?
Going great.
flying.
Going
Really,
great.
I love this
That's what the
program.
studio's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
And that's why we're getting you back, Max. It's so good to have you back. We're going to talk Champions League on the other side of
please
this,
do,
the
yes.
latest.
Yeah, no.
We've got a very, very brief news break. And on the other side of this, the great man for Stan Sport, the host of
Who's
Stan
that?
Sport Champions League. Your good
And
self.
I want to
you.
talk about the
Bozza.
Series 3 of Sunderland Till I Die.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, we can do that. It's a run home with Joel and Fletch. The run home with Joel and Fletch, have you say, 1300 01 1170. Time to talk a bit of the world game. The round ball, the great man Maxi Rushden from Stan Sport is in the studio live here in Sydney. Now, Max, just firstly, you're a Melbourneian these days with a young
Correct.
family.
Yeah.
Rudy, the young one.
Yeah.
Um,
Ian is his stage name.
is that,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah.
How often are you in Sydney?
I'm in Sydney 3 nights a fortnight, I guess. The Champions League runs from sort of September to December and then February to May. So that's when I come over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay
And for
in my
those who
little-
don't know
I stay in this
Champions League,
hotel. I stay in this hotel room, which is very much like the hotel rooms that depressed men used to have affairs.
Right.
That's what it's like. It's quite soulless.
Yeah,
But I'm too exhausted and in love to have an affair.
correct.
Yeah.
So-
So I'm not having an affair.
too
I mean, you
hard.
got it out of me.
Yes.
But
Too
God,
hard.
it's tough, this grilling, isn't it? I agree.
What do you? Obviously, you love Melbourne.
Correct.
Do you have any love for Sydney as well? And if so, what are some of the differences that you've noticed being from England?
Well, the thing is, because my wife is from Melbourne, she sort of brainwashed me into it's almost like you have to love one or the other.
You do.
And it turns out, I mean, they're actually both quite nice places.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
they're
come on.
both pleasant.
If I had a gun to your head
Yeah, I find it odd.
and I'm going to take your Subaru, I'm going to take your Subaru.
Right. I would pick Melbourne. That's where I
You
live.
would.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
And I work in Sydney. I'm getting up early for the Champions League live on Stan Sport, stan.com.au.
It's terrific.
So I get up very early. Then I have a long nap. Then I do a podcast for The Guardian in the evening.
Yep.
Guardian Football Weekly. And so in the day, I'm not really doing anything apart from sort of occasionally walking around the North Sydney Oval.
Yeah, well, you can't say that with a straight face. I know you're saying Melbourne's a better city, but
What are you winking
out,
for? when
yeah,
you
look
do
out
that?
this window here, and as you can see, look
mean-
at the Harbour Bridge, look at the Opera House,
Thing is, right,
look at Joel's house.
when
just
I
next door.
when I first came here, and obviously the guys at Stan thought I was a big cheese, thought it was important, and they'd put me in the 29th floor of the hotel, overlooking the bridge and the Opera House, and I was like, this is the life. And now I'm sort of on the 4th floor with one of those windows where you can see an air condiing unit
of the affair
and nothing
of the
else.
Affair House.
Yeah,
So the Guardian Football Weekly would
Correct,
have
yes,
how many unique listeners would you have in a month?
Well, I mean, how many unique ones are there?
Yes.
I don't know.
Unique.
I
Just the
don't know
ones that
unique.
stand out.
I think we do. Yeah. I mean, I don't know them all by name.
Yeah.
I think we're hitting. I'm not entirely sure when the big tournaments happen. I don't know, 1 million a week.
A million.
Yeah,
Ooh, it's close to us.
I know it is, isn't it? Well, we
Yeah.
base our.
Yeah, we just hit
base our-
50. We just hit 50,000. So
Stop
we're
it!
quite
Stop
happy.
it!
Yeah, 50,000
But
a
like
month.
that sounds like a brag, doesn't it?
No, but that's facts
I
are
took
facts.
the thing is, right, I took it over from someone else. It was already big. I just haven't been there long enough to decimate the whole thing.
Yeah, right.
Let's be clear about it.
Okay, so for the people, Max, because not every one of our listeners understand the Champions League. They hear about it. But what's the crux of the competition? The Champions League obviously is each tournament who's involved in it, the top 4. Is
Yep.
it?
Well, so basically, it is the biggest club competition in the world. So it is pan-European, the best teams in each league. So if you finish in the top 4, maybe top 5 in the UK, top 4 in Spain, Italy, the top 1 in Scotland, top 1 in Denmark, whatever, a couple in Holland, from Portugal, whatever, they all come in a big pot. Then they get split up into little leagues. That happens before Christmas. And then by the time we get now to the last 16, you're at the business end. Quarterfinals start in a couple of weeks. So it's the second legs tomorrow morning and Thursday morning. We're now getting to sort of the big hitters.
So is every fixture
Yep.
a home and away draw?
Yeah. Yes.
And you said it could be top 5 in the English Premier
So,
League.
so the whole competition is going to change next season
Yes.
into like one massive league of like 36 teams, but you don't play everyone in that league. And I didn't want to confuse Mitch from Robertson and Jason, who's worried about how long Campbell is out for the Titans. 6 weeks. Jeff Campbell, and I don't think the Titans.
Jaden.
I don't think.
Yeah,
Well, I don't
Jeff's-
think his friends call him Jeff, and I don't think the Titans are going to survive without him.
Stage name.
But I didn't want to complicate matters. That's what we've got this season. All you need to know is, the games now are, it's sort of the elite club football competition. It is probably the best football played because these club sides are arguably better than the international sides. They spend more time together.
Question, Maxi.
Yes.
Because my understanding is every league is a little bit different. Like
Yeah.
the Premier League. Who referees these games?
Referees from around Europe.
So the neutral.
Yeah, they're all neutral.
So if an English team played a French
You wouldn't have an
team,
English ref.
You wouldn't.
No.
Would you have a Frenchie?
No.
You'd have an Italian.
Well, possibly, yes. Yeah, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I like
Do you
Italians.
want some more bias in there? Or
I'm big on bias.
Good.
Italians.
You want sport that's just bent from
I
top
want
to bottom.
corruption.
You want corruption?
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean, football,
Italy's you would go to there.
well, no,
isn't
there's a lot. I'm not saying that, but there's a lot of corruption in football, probably in all
Yeah.
sport, isn't there? But I mean, I don't want all sport to sue me because that would be quite.
it? No, that would be.
Blow.
Okay, so there's a bit of a trend I've noticed at the moment. It's a real era of the champion. So Max Verstappen's getting it done. Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl for the Chiefs.
Right.
Nathan Cleary was on the canvas.
Rory
Off he
McIlroy's
comes.
going to live. You see that?
Rory McIlroy.
No, he's not, is he?
That's the rumour.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
your man,
Oh.
the staunchest man on PGR, don't
Yeah.
like live. Guess what?
Backflip central.
That is
Ching,
really,
ching, ching, ching.
Yep.
that has really upset me.
I know.
So where it lands to me is,
Yeah.
tell me why Mbappe can't win this thing.
Well, because it's a team game. So he
And the family.
So Mbappe plays for PSG. PSG are, they're the best team in France by a long, long way. They win the French league This guy's a douche, says Lundy. Thanks, Lundy. Very kind of you. I just did not know my dad had the text number of this radio station. Keep them coming, Lundy. You sound pleasant. So Kylian Mbappe plays for Paris Saint-Germain. He's going to go to Real Madrid next season. Real Madrid will have an absolutely ridiculous team next season with Vinicius Jr. on one side, Rodrigo on the other, Kylian Mbappe in the middle, Jude Bellingham behind them. It's sort of mouth-watering. You never want one side to have all the best players, but also you do sometimes just to see what it would look like.
Yes.
So, I mean, PSG are still in it. They're up on Real Sociedad. They'll get through to the next round, but they always capitulate at some point, normally the quarterfinals or the semi-finals. They made the final in the COVID year and lost to Bayern Munich. But if you want Kylian Mbappe to win the Champions League, wait for next season.
Oh, so
they'll
you
have a
can't
good
see it
chance.
happening?
I'd be very surprised if PSG won it.
Really?
Manchester City are the best team in Europe. They won it last year. I would like someone else to win it because you don't want the same teams to win all the time. Thumbs up from London. Yes, stay cool. Thanks, mate. But they are the best team. If you beat Manchester City, I mean, they're 3-1 up on Copenhagen. They will get through the next round. Then you have a very good chance. Whoever beats Manchester City has a very good chance of winning this.
Maxie, I'm all for I love how they just sort of put the details of how much money certain players are on.
Yes.
What did Mbappe, what was his transfer fee?
I can't remember.
What did it break records?
Yeah, probably 90-odd, 100-odd.
So what would he be? What would be his pay packet?
I don't know what he's. I don't know.
Ballpark,
But a lot of money.
Ballpark.
I mean, I would be plucking a number out of thin air, but
Yeah, we're
buying
mad pluckers
buckets
here.
of money.
We're mother
Well, I
pluckers.
remember I was in England. I was playing for the mighty Cherry and Whites up there at Wigan.
With Kevin Iro.
Yeah, no,
And Chris Radlinski.
He'd been there. Yeah, Rads was there.
Yeah, good.
John Terry was on 400,000 quid a week
Was he?
back in
Back then?
2006.
God, he's doing all right then, wasn't he?
So would Mbappe be
Pushing around that.
more than that? That was
I
15
don't-
years ago.
well, that's
20
what
years
about?
ago.
That's what. Before Brexit, that was like 800,000 euros, and that's about €7. I mean, I think he'd be about £500,000 a week. Yeah, it's not all about money,
Brian,
guys.
You tipped me
Yes,
a
it
show.
is.
You
Yes,
tipped
it
me a
is.
show called "The Football, the Wife, and the Crash."
Yes. J. Lloyd Samuels.
Do you know much
Do
about?
you remember that?
Oh,
He was playing for
yes.
Aston
Yeah,
Villa.
it's a tragic story.
Well,
Yeah,
have you seen the documentary?
I haven't seen the documentary.
Is he dead?
Oh,
Well, I mean, that is a. I mean,
No, this is what it's about. He had a second wife, so he went and played in Iran. I don't want to ruin it for you.
we have.
You've got to watch it.
Well, I'll watch it.
J. Lloyd, was
Yeah.
he a
He was a
bona
half
fide
decent footballer.
Okay, but
yeah.
he's a Premier League
yeah,
player.
he was a good player.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
it's
I
a
mean,
good-
I mean, I'm not generally here for conspiracy theories. I generally feel if the news is reported that someone is no longer with us, they're no longer with us.
I know,
you
but you got
or-
to watch this
I've gotta
show.
watch it.
Anyway, let's talk about Bayern
Should we talk about
Munich.
Luke has been in touch? Legend Max, great podcast. Been watching you since Soccer AM, the glory years of Soccer AM.
Well, Luke likes
Marshy's slightly different. Can we say that word or not?
Yeah, yeah,
Get
yeah.
this twat off the radio. I
Yeah.
love this. It's so immediate.
He must
isn't
be.
it?
He
Isn't
must
it?
be English.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't mind.
Let's
you
talk-
have to. You have to take the rough with the smooth. don't
Listeners,
you? Yeah.
this bloke's not precious.
No, I'm not.
Send in something. You either love Max
Yeah.
or you don't love him. That's fine.
Let's have mean tweets. For the
Mean
next,
tweets.
Okay, for the next 15...
And Max will read them out.
Well,
the
like a
next 15
roast.
minutes. Yeah,
Yeah,
but hammer
like a
us.
roast.
Hammer all of us.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not reading it out if it's a good one. If it's complimentary, see you later.
Yeah. I don't like compliments.
Listeners,
Yeah.
you're all losers. Off you go.
Okay.
John writes, boys, can you ask Max if he supports the Storm and what he thought of Vegas?
I don't. And I've been to Vegas once, and it's not my kind of place. It's a little bit noisy for me,
Gotcha.
if you know what I mean.
Yes.
And
Bit
he,
cheesy.
It's not entirely real.
Because in the NRL, obviously, we were over
Yeah,
there last
I'm
week,
aware of that,
and we
yeah.
had some dramas with sextortion. We thought it was going to be a bit of a sex trap for the ladies of the night to come up to, say, Reece Walsh and put him in a compromising position.
Right, I'm
and
not
then
aware
bang.
of. I'm not aware of.
This is what we
this.
do here. This is rugby league
Right.
vernacular. Hookers.
Right. Yeah. Yes. I'm aware of
And not
that.
number-
I'm aware
and
of that.
not
level of
number
speak.
nines either.
And,
Well, I mean, I hope they all had a nice legal time in Las Vegas and
don't-
got home safely.
They did.
Good.
there is a
Pleased with
drama. There is a drama, but we haven't really been going there, Brian, have we?
No. That was on the field.
No, I don't think you want to go.
Max is a knob.
So Australian broadcasting is extraordinary.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Really?
Any chance of
Oh,
getting the AFL guy to speak for a little bit? Oh, that's a sledge on you, Max.
Yeah, possible.
What was the doco called, Brian? Where can you watch it?
Which
J.
one?
Lloyd.
Oh, it's called The Footballer,
Yes.
The Wife,
Yes.
and The Crash. And
Right.
it's on Foxtel Docos.
Right.
Yes.
See, I watch the only docs I watch are on Stan.
Of course, sorry.
Yeah,
Of course.
of
I
course.
love Stan as well, even though I'm employed by your by the other people.
Yes, 1300
Total
01
opposites.
1170 to have you. You can even call up with your mean tweets if you want to do that,
Yeah.
or text
Fletch.
0457 736 736.
You were the
Luke.
funniest, Fletch. You were the funniest bloke on the show until Max came on. There you go. But that's a compliment.
Yeah, we don't want that. No. We don't.
Oh
want
no,
that.
he's hammered me. Fletch, can you have it out with this bloke?
Like you did with the Kiwi fella on SEN.
Yeah, sounds like,
Sounds
Yeah, I
like
mean,
someone one
MacGyver.
up you. Did you have a fight with somebody?
I never fight with him. He just came in hot.
How do you mean? Just a bit aggressive?
Yeah, just started hammering me from
the
ball
get-go.
one.
About what? Did you met the guy before?
Never.
Oh, that's fun, isn't it?
Never.
Right.
And I was honestly.
Were you taken aback?
Was I taken aback? No, I just wanted to get to know him a little bit better before he started hammering me. And after every time I asked him a question, he then just went in a different
And
direction.
what was it? Were you? I mean, were you being an idiot or not? Or
No,
no. You were
I
just
wasn't
quite
being an
normal.
idiot.
How funny!
But then
That's
I
an odd
s-
approach, isn't it?
Yeah, but then I sort of tried to. I tried to.
Did you try to win? You don't want to. You don't want that. You don't want adversarial radio. Is I find disappointing.
Yeah, it is.
This sort of convivial stuff is much
I like these
Nice.
words. I don't even know what convivial means. What does convivial mean?
just friendly.
Does it?
Yeah.
So I want to.
Convivial.
Convivial.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're smart.
Dave, yeah, we won't read that out. We're not going to. We're censoring the Spencer chat. Kramer from Brisbane. Max is the nicest. Where'd that one go?
Top one.
Flog. He's ever
Yeah,
heard.
well, that's nice.
I don't know what that means.
A flog.
Yeah.
Knob jockey.
That's that you translate that to a broadcastable term in this country.
Well,
That's amazing, isn't it?
Convenial.
Well, you can read a few, Maxie. There's a few. here.
Total opposite of convenial. Well, while you're reading them, Sugar.
Yeah, yeah. Do you want to talk about football?
I want to talk about Lazio and Bayern Munich.
Okay, so Bayern Munich play Lazio tomorrow morning. Bayern Munich are 1-0 down from the first leg, which was a big surprise. Bayern Munich win the Bundesliga every year, and they're not going to this year because they are 10 points behind Bayer Leverkusen. Bayern's manager, Thomas Tuchel, is going to leave at the end of the season. They brought in Harry Kane from Spurs for a lot of money last year. And
How's he
he's
gone?
scored loads of goals. He's playing brilliantly, but he never won a trophy at Spurs. Whether his legacy will always be defined about trophies, I don't know. But there's this idea that Harry Kane will never win anything. He's obviously lost with England numerous times in the final of the Euros, semi-final of the World Cup, etc. Now he's at Bayern Munich, and again it looks like they're not going to win the league in Germany. I'd be amazed if they won the Champions League, but it is a massive game for them tomorrow morning against Lazio, who are 9th in Serie A, had a great year last year, but are struggling. So Bayern should still get through, and it'll be really fascinating to see who also comes into Bayern Munich to manage them, because Xabi Alonso is managing Leverkusen. He's wanted by Liverpool. Klopp's leaving. He's wanted by Bayern Munich as well, so he's in a good position to
Where
ask
is
for
Klopp going? He said he's too tired,
a bit of time off. Yeah.
but he'll end up somewhere. You'd imagine.
I reckon he'll have a year or two off, and then he could have his pick of anywhere.
Yeah.
He has been amazing for Liverpool, and what he's doing right now is he's bringing in loads of kids who are. I think they won the League Cup with lots of teenagers on the pitch. He is leaving a club in a great position, which is very rare.
What about Ange? Would he be a chance of getting poached?
I think it's a bit soon for Ange. I think like he's a boyhood Liverpool fan. I think if this had come around in 2 or 3 years, it would have been like the perfect move for him. I speak as a Tottenham fan. You need to know where you are in the pecking order of football, and Liverpool are above Tottenham. But what he's done with Spurs has been great, but opposition teams are starting to work out how to play against them.
Yep.
And so he's got a big 12 games now. If they qualify for the Champions League, so you have to get in the top 4,
Yep.
5th might be good enough. That would be an amazing season for
And
him.
where are we sitting at the moment?
Tottenham are 5th currently.
Come on,
Maxie,
you
we've got to go.
Spurs.
You know the
Gotta
commitments
go.
we have.
Thanks
That-
everybody for being in touch. It was nice.
Give me another word.
insurance company that you were plugging.
another
We've got to get to
word.
them.
Yeah.
Stan Sport has you covered for the
Yeah.
Champions League.
Yes,
Convivial.
watch it. Yeah, yeah.
Convivial.
Convivial.
Convivial. Convivial.
It's a
Best of
run home
luck,
with Joel and
everybody.
Fletch. Thank you, Maxie.
Hey, Maxie.